Hello everyone, welcome to Morning English. This is Max.
Hello everybody, this is Cecilia. 欢迎大家收听早安英文。
Hello, welcome to Morning English. 早安英文呢是一个为大家免费提供英语教学的频道，每天都会更新。如果你想获得关于英语听说读写的内容，我们都会在这个频道更新。我们的目标是帮助全球的华人学好英语。如果你觉得还不错的话，记得给我们订阅哦。另外，点开小铃铛，这样的话就不会错过其他任何学习视频啦。对了，如果你想获取本节课的完整版笔记，在视频简介或者评论区领取哦。你也可以给这个视频点赞，点赞就相当于自动保存啦。
Cecilia, I noticed that you weren't at work yesterday. Was everything okay?
Not really. I was quite sick yesterday.
Really? You look very well and fit today, though.
That's because I wasn't actually sick. I had a hair appointment. Shh, don't tell the boss.
I see. That old trick. Okay, I won't tell the boss. And hopefully they aren't listening to us. Otherwise you'll be in trouble.
Oh yeah, you're right. Hi boss. I'm joking. I was very sick. I'm still sick now.
Yeah, you look terrible. You should go home and have some rest.
Yeah. Have you ever done something like this before?
What, skip work because I want to do something else?
Yeah.
Of course I have. Unless the bosses are listening, in which case I have never ever done that before.
Do you have any examples?
Well, joking aside, in the last 11 years that I have been working, I have only ever missed work twice.
Wow, you're such a hard worker. 那刚刚 Max 用了这样的一个表达叫做 joking aside， 把玩笑放到一边，不开玩笑了，也就是我们说的言归正传的意思。Alright, joking aside, 说正经的，你是怎么做到只缺席2次的？
Well, actually 5 times. But 3 days don't count as they were the last 3 days for my old job. So I just called in sick and stayed at home.
Oh, right. Well, why don't we talk about that today?
Sure. Good excuses to tell your boss when you want the day off.
我们这期节目是打工人限定是吧？专门讲这个请假摸鱼的借口哈。
Oh, actually, we should mention some bad ones too.
是的，也要讲一点蹩脚的借口。那老板们也可以听一听，以后抓这种浑水摸鱼的行为一抓一个准哈。
So, why don't we cover some lame excuses first before we talk about the good excuses?
这个 lame excuse 就是表示这种蹩脚的、漏洞百出的、根本站不住脚的借口。Okay, well, I can think of so many where the boss won't believe you or they will just fire you for even trying to use them.
Me too. When I was 16 years old, I wanted to watch a TV show that was live, but I was also scheduled to work that day too. So I said all my clothes were filthy.
这个 filthy 呢，就是指肮脏的、污秽的。我想象了一下，如果是我去跟老板请假说，因为我的衣服脏了，我估计没戏哈。
Oh, but filthy is a much stronger word than dirty, mind you. Dirty clothes are just clothes that you have worn for maybe 1 or 2 days. Filthy clothes maybe have food on it, are wet, very stinky.
就是说这个 filthy 比 dirty 这个脏的程度要更脏一些是吧？那再怎么脏也不足以说服我的老板。I bet your boss weren't happy with that lame excuse either. What did they say?
They said if I don't come in when I'm scheduled to, then I wouldn't have a job the next day.
Right, so you went in, right?
Of course not. They challenged me and I accepted. Plus, I hated my first job and my boss. Besides, they called me a week after asking me if I wanted to come back.
Oh, really? What kind of company fires people and then asks them to come back? 早知今日何必当初呀？
Well, it was a hotel, and finding people with experience willing to work long hours is hard.
Yeah, I get it. So did you go back?
No, I had already found a better job.
Lucky you. Anyway, we should get back on topic. So here's one I think is pretty bad. Saying that you were arrested. 这是我听过最扯的借口啊，说自己被逮捕了，真的很拼啊。
Oh, yeah, that's a terrible one. But it's also great because if you are lying about being arrested by the police, then of course you can't go to work.
Yeah, but it's really bad because your boss might think you are a criminal and fire you. 这为了逃避上班，不惜把自己说成是罪犯，这叫什么呀？杀敌3000，自损800啊。
Right. Even if it was true, I wouldn't tell my boss. I would say something like, I had a car accident or something like that.
That's a good excuse. The only downside is that you would have to show up to work in a new car. Downside 呢就表示缺点。
Right, but if you are buying a new car anyway and you want to take the day off work to drive it around, you could say that you had a car accident.
Yeah, but I think that's tempting fate. 你这是在玩火啊。
I suppose so. To tempt fate means to do something too confidently in a way that might mean that your good luck will come to an end.
Right, 这个 tempt 可以表示冒着什么什么的风险，那么 fate 呢就是命运，那合起来就是玩命冒险的意思。
I try my best never to tempt fate. I don't even like to call in sick or saying I have 拉肚子。
Right, because if you do, you might tempt fate and actually get sick.
Exactly.
那刚刚呢说到了一个 calling sick， 它呀就表示打电话请假。For example, I don't feel well. I guess I need to call in sick. 我不太舒服，我想我得打电话请病假了。
Right, you may have heard call in being used to visit somewhere, but here it's being used to mean phone work or phone your manager, boss, etc.
Right, 可能大家比较熟悉 calling 的含义是拜访某个地方，但是在这里啊，它是表达打电话到公司去。那这层意思下面的用法有哪些呢？比方说 calling sick， 刚刚讲了就是请病假。那 calling late 是指因迟到打电话请假，或者呢 calling to see what's the schedule for next week， 打电话查看下周的日程。
Yeah, so what's another good excuse?
Well, if you have kids, you could say that your kid's school is closed for the day and you need to stay home and take care of them.
Do you know, my dad used to do that all the time when I was still in school.
Sure, but can you think of one where you would want to get away from home?
Of course. My mother-in-law is visiting. Would you mind if I do some overtime?
这里的 do overtime 就等于 work overtime， 表示加班。So you would rather work overtime than spend time with your mother-in-law?
That's a silly question.
Fair enough.
Yeah, sometimes you get paid extra to do overtime work, but if you have to do overtime to catch up on something, then maybe you won't get paid.
那有时候加班呢是在做额外的工作，有时候啊纯粹就是在磨洋工摸鱼哈。那像这种磨洋工的人、偷懒的人，我们可以把他们叫做 slacker. A slacker tries to avoid work whenever possible.
Yeah, they would do anything except the work they are paid to do.
大家可千万不要做这种 slacker 啊。Well, I'm sure you are not a slacker because you did some overtime last week, didn't you?
I did, but that was just half an hour. I wanted to finish off something before I left.
Well, speaking of finishing, I think that's all the time we have for today.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Hello, welcome to Morning English. 早安英文呢是一个为大家免费提供英语教学的频道，每天都会更新。如果你想获得关于英语听说读写的内容，我们都会在这个频道更新。我们的目标是帮助全球的华人学好英语。如果你觉得还不错的话，记得给我们订阅哦。另外，点开小铃铛，这样的话就不会错过其他任何学习视频啦。对了，如果你想获取本节课的完整版笔记，在视频简介或者评论区领取哦。你也可以给这个视频点赞，点赞就相当于自动保存啦。
Thank you so much for listening. This is Max.
This is Cecilia. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.